Hello everybody, welcome to another true review. Today I'm bringing you Planet of the Eyes on the Xbox One. It should be available on the marketplace as you're watching this video, and it's priced at $9.99 and £7.99 in the UK. And if you buy it within its launch window, there is a $1.50 discount as well. Now, based on that, I'm going to tell you that the game's incredibly short. We're talking about an hour to complete it, and it's incredibly easy. If you do want to get it, you may want to get it in that launch window to get that little bit of discount there. So what do we have then? Well, you play as this little chap here. I don't know what he is or what he's called. I played through this game to completion last night, and I can't remember them ever saying his name. But yeah, he's crash landed on this planet, and he sets off presumably to try and get off the planet. So without going into any more detail there, the story is kind of told briefly through about 8 or so audio logs you collect from your travels. The audio logs are never hidden, they're always on the main path. So they are deliberately put there so you do appreciate the story and get to learn a little bit about why this guy's here and what he's doing. Now for me, I love the graphical style of this game. I think the jet black landmass that we have here and the barriers that are in your way against the pastel vibrant shades of colour work extremely well. I think it gives it a very unique look, especially how the character stands out against the background as well. I think it just gives the game its own unique look to it. Now, people may have already caught on to a few similarities here. This looks very Limbo-esque in terms of style, and you'd be right. It does remind me of Limbo, or it reminds me more of the game called, was it called Toby? Toby and something it was called, wasn't it? And that was a very Limbo-esque game as well, and that's probably more comparable to it, because while Limbo posed a very strong challenge in terms of gameplay, like for the achievements, for example, you had to clear the game in less than 5 deaths. This one doesn't. It's very, very easy. There's real no penalty for dying in the game. You die, you lose. You probably at most lose a minute's progress at any one point. Sometimes it's just a matter of seconds. The game saves like crazy, which is a good thing really, and thankfully there is no achievement related to not dying at all. While I'm talking about the achievements and I'm in this area, the achievements tend to all form the like of just exploring areas you wouldn't normally go into. Like for example, climbing up this slope wall, that would give an achievement for 50 points. There's no indication, no collectible or anything, just climbing up that wall and hitting the ceiling unlocks an achievement for you, as does pressing the Y button to dance, which serves absolutely zero purpose, but that's also an achievement. So it's kind of like exploring dead ends gives you the majority of the achievements, while a few are related by dying by certain methods. Like there's one very towards the end of the game where if you die in the lava, you'll unlock an achievement. So it's a very, very easy list. It's a list that you'll pick up the majority of them on your first playthrough, to be honest with you, as long as you just explore, you know, reasonably thoroughly. I mean, I got all but 2 of the achievements on my first playthrough, and I had to look up the last 2, and to be fair, they were very obscure and you probably wouldn't have found them, to be honest with you. Well, you probably would eventually, but it would mean you're like going against every solid wall in the hope of finding, you know, something to that you go through that's not actually there. But oh, that went wrong, didn't it? But yeah, very, very, very easy list to complete, and like I say, an hour's runtime. As I say, graphics really good, really nice, really vibrant. Music equally so. Music changes pitch at you know, points of high tension when something decides to chase you or attack you, and again works really well. Now the biggest frustration with the game is trial and error deaths, which is a pet hate. I absolutely hate trial and error deaths in any game. It always seems to be these tender games that tend to do it as well. There's a lot of points in the game, especially the further you progress in it, where the game will kill you, and there's no sign it's going to kill you. There's no way you know it's going to kill you until it has killed you, and then you'll never get killed by that obstacle again. it's kind of a cheap way of gaming to halt progression, but it gets really frustrating when it happens, you know, constantly. When it's happening all the time, it doesn't become like a, you know, it doesn't become a mechanic anymore. It just becomes like a horrible criticism of it. The other thing as well is does the price worth an hour's worth of gameplay? Well, I personally enjoy this game. I very find it hard pressed that anybody won't enjoy this game. There's nothing wrong with it. It plays extremely well. It controls perfectly. There's no problems with it. There's no glitches that I experience. There's no frame rate drops, hitching the game, having any problems. There's no loading in the game whatsoever. It pretty much start to finish all in one go, and because it's just one of these games that's just a pleasure to play. It's just the question is $9.99 or £7.99. Are you prepared to pay that for an hour's worth of entertainment? For me personally, yes, but I'll leave that up for you guys to decide. But nevertheless, Planet of the Ice for me is, despite its very short play length, is going to get a recommended because it is a fun as hell game to play and really enjoyable, and it's a nice boost to that game score as well if you're into that kind of thing.